Welcome to part 4 of the Mega Man X6 commentary, ladies and gentlemen.
This game sucks!
Oh, okay, we're getting some different vocabulary here. We're finally breaking him. But as that happens, we're going to Blizzard Wolfang's level next. So this level, I don't mind too much, except yes I do, because you're constantly getting hurt all the fucking time, and it just has a lot of annoying pauses, such as this sequence here, where you got these avalanches that sporadically appear, and you don't want to get hurt by them. It kind of
Are the enemies okay?
It kind of reminds me of the ice stage from Super Ghouls and Ghosts on the Super Nintendo, another property of Capcom, I should add.
So anyway, what I was saying last part is that one thing that bothers me about, especially later games in the Mega Man series, is that like it seems like once you get into the kind of the middle realm of Mega Man games, the weapons you get stop being useful. Like you might use them for the weaknesses against the bosses, maybe, but like in Mega Man 1, 2, 3, you'll actually be using the special weapons you get in the stage to like get by stuff quicker, and as you can see here, John's just using his default weapons and is doing just fine.
The avalanche is avalanche out of nowhere. They just
yeah.
What?
It's a nightmare. No, it's not.
And you can't wall jump in this stage because everything's icy, so Zero and X can't cling on to anything. So it's slippery. You can't wall jump, and if he gets the nightmare effects, which I hope he does, he's going to have to dodge a lot of shit he can't possibly dodge.
Spoiler warning, I do.
Oh, good.
I never not get the nightmare effect for this fucking stage. And it's always fucking Blaze Heatniks. Like, it's the fucking fireballs and ice.
Here we go.
An ironic combination. You know, this doesn't look so bad now, but later down the road, look how much shit's on the fucking screen!
You just took damage. It's bad now, as far as I'm concerned.
You know, and another thing, oh my goodness!
That was too close.
Nightmare was so close to my buddy Wolf! Yeah, I believe it's one of these wolves that give you the speedster upgrade, so
yeah,
please try and rescue one of them. By the way, more power-ups on top of fucking spikes.
How the hell were you supposed to know that was there? Like, you jump down, you think you're safe. Oh, nope, there's spikes there.
It's like you gotta be some sort of ninja.
Are you saying the level design sucks,
Are
Ted?
you done with the comma now?
I suppose you just wall jump off the wall off to the side and
You
hope
can't-
the screen
you
scrolls
can't-
down?
You can't wall jump on anything here. It's icy.
Oh,
And you
well
can't
then
wall jump
there's no way to see.
But by the way, that item down there that's on top of the spikes, I think is the EX tank, which extends your default lives from 2 to 4 when starting over or getting a game over. But it's
Who
worthless
cares?
because lives are meaningless in X5 and X6.
You're already
X4
at
for that
9.
matter. Yeah, you get lives every time you rescue hostages. It's just an arbitrary number. You know, every time you die or reset an area, you start with a full set of health, all your weapons are maxed out again. Lives are absolutely meaningless, folks.
Yeah, if there's anything I can compliment about the PlayStation X games, as opposed to like the Super Nintendo ones, was wherever you died in X4, X5, X6, you would respawn there even after you lost your lives. So lives were completely meaningless because you just go continue, and then it's like, oh, I could fight the Maverick again. Whatever.
Yeah. Makes you wonder what the point of the EX tank is, though. I mean, like, did they intentionally plan to have, like, archaic design here? Or is like, you know what, I really like the graphic of this thing, but I don't want to take it out of the game.
It's lives are. I'm so glad that in modern day platformers, most of them have taken out lives. Looks at you, Mario. Like Rayman Origins, Shovel Knight. It's just lives are dumb. They should just be gone. Okay, good. Rant over. Sorry.
Man, I just see your palms sweating right now.
Look how much damage he's taking!
The ice blocks, if they land on top of you, don't kill you, but they really fucking hurt, so they might as well.
Yeah.
Also,
you have to jump in advance when these things land, because as soon as they land, one forms immediately where the hole is.
Yeah.
And then it just kills you.
Yeah. I think it's not instant kill, but it really hurts. So it might. Yeah, because look right there. I got crushed by one of them right there, and I took a lot of. Imagine if I was regular Zero, that's half my fucking health.
Why could you just like hide out in the wolf alcoves there?
Because then you get blocked.
Yeah, but then you get blocked, and then
can you break them with like your Z saber? No. Oh, but they're just ice. You can break robots with your Z saber.
The hole where the hostages also gets an ice block in there, so you'll take damage until you eventually die.
Oh, okay. That's stupid.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Ted's tagline for X6 in the back of the PlayStation case. Wow, that's stupid.
It's not just like the nightmare effect. I always get that criticism when someone says like, "Oh, Clement, you just hate the X6 because the nightmare system." It's like the level design sucks in every friggin' stage. I don't care. Blaze Heatnik's donuts are not nightmare systems. You know, the ice things here are not nightmare systems. There is so much bad design in the levels themselves that even if the nightmare system was removed, and that would help a lot, it's still a clumsy friggin' game in comparison to X4 and X5.
And I'm just like wondering, like, the dastardly combinations that X6 can throw at you. Like, can you imagine going through Blaze Heatnik's vertical shafts with like Rainy Turtleoid's darkness nightmare?
Wait, darkness can be in any level?
It's a nightmare effect. So I don't know.
I'm pretty sure there's specific nightmares for each stage. Like, I know Commander Yanmark and Rainy Turtleoid will have darkness. I've never seen darkness in any other stage but those two. So they all have their specific nightmare effects, and I guess it just sort of depends whether you play the level first when there's no nightmare effects.
Oh! What did you do? You picked something else, and then you cut.
Yeah,
back.
so that was a nightmare effect over Metal Shark Player, the last Maverick I have yet to fight. Fuck that. Fuck that. I will tell you why when we actually get to Metal Shark Player. So in the meantime, I'm actually going to go back to Infinity Magenia
Clean up.
and take the alternate pathway. It's not just clean up. It's I also want to show off additional fights that you can do on the alternate routes after you fight Nightmare Zero.
I like that the light capsule and the heart tank are just to the left of you here.
Here's your morph ball, Zero.
Now, I can't speak with authority on this, having not played Mega Man X6 myself, but from the look of it, it looks like this game has a lot of interesting ideas that it just does not do well.
Anyway, so the alternate route of Infinity Magenia stage has a shitload of hostages to rescue, which you will most likely fail so many times as Zero. You want to know why? Because in order to grab onto these ropes here, you have to hold up on the D-pad. May I remind you that there are a lot of nightmares here, and one of Zero's special moves is up and attack. And what kind of attack is it? You head straight fucking down and you can't stop until you hit the ground. So you activate it so many goddamn times while trying to rescue hostages. Like, there's a reason they give you 10 around that area, because they know you're going to accidentally activate that attack and kill yourself. Fuck that part, man.
Was it always the Supersonic theme for that kind of stuff?
Because I'm frustrated.
Supersonic in Sonic 2 did sound very angry. In fact, you know that nothing quite fits the Fleetway version of Supersonic like that theme. Have you seen the Fleetway Supersonic? I think it's Fleetway.
That's the one that's
all I've
evil
seen is
for some
images
reason. Right.
He has Dr. Insano eyes.
I thought that Archie Supersonic was evil too, though.
No, Archie Supersonic is just sort of Supersonic.
Yeah, Fleetway was the evil Supersonic.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you head to another alternate pathway after defeating Nightmare Zero, the boss you'll fight at the end is High Max. Now, you can do High Max at any time after the Nightmare Zero fight, and if you do that, you get an instant shortcut to Gate, like the final stages of the game.
Yeah.
So if you want to, take a shortcut, go right ahead. But that's of course you have the patience for this fight at all, because this fight takes for fucking ever. Every attack does a minuscule amount of damage to High Max. I guess it's to accentuate just how much armor this guy has. And okay, I get it, but still, it's still annoying.
He does look relatively easy to dodge,
though. As Zero.
As Zero, yeah.
Okay.
Zero has multiple options to stun High Max. So you stun High Max when he stops moving and starts blinking white. When he's in that state, any other attack you hit him with will cause damage. Then you just lather, rinse, repeat until the fight's over. But after around 3/4 of the fight, he'll just stop with the patterns, go straight to the center of the stage, and just start throwing a lot of projectiles at you. At that point, he loses all of his invincibility frames, and you just go to town with him as either Zero or X. But the fight's much faster and simpler as Zero.
Yeah. He also does a lot of damage from what I remember, too.
Yes, he does do a lot of damage.
He hits like a tank.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that the only reward you get for beating this guy is a quicker way to the end of the game then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you can do it as soon as you defeat Nightmare Zero.
Which, again, you wouldn't really want to, because then you'll be going to the final castle with very low health, and the final castle's bullshit, so why not play the game and get all the hostages so you can get the heart tanks and the life ups so that you'll be a lot better prepared for it.
Oh, I see Isaac does the hee hee.
What makes you laugh? It's supposed to be what's so funny.
Yeah, I know. You know, we're just one step away from fucking Sega Genesis Zero-wing. Yeah.
Or Speed Eraser.
It's like, ah ha ha, what you say?
You have no chance to survive, make your time.
Make your time zero.
They have set us up the bomb.
They have set up us the high max.
Hi,
We
Matt.
get
Like that, his name is just so weird. It's like his name is him saying hello to some other random character. Like, what the? I'm just. Ugh, this game is weird. Okay.
Max from the Bomberman series is way cooler anyway.
And again, they have two separate cutscenes, whether you defeat High Max as X or whether you defeat him as Zero. And when you defeat him, Isaac, or High Max as X, he's a lot more angry and belligerent and like, oh, I hate you, and then he runs off. Here, he actually freezes Zero in stasis and he compliments him so much, alluding to the fact that Isaac is supposed to be Dr. Wily. And they don't do anything with that.
They don't do anything with it, no. But this is like, this cutscene also has the problem what I was talking about earlier with this straight literal translation, because I think they say the exact same fucking thing twice in a row here when this force field is brought up to question. Like, I think Alias says, like, it appears to be a force field that releases after a certain amount of time, and then Zero says something, and then I think Alias says the exact same fucking thing in a different way right after that. See, right here, it seems to take time to release it, and then, you know, can you move if it isn't released? No, I can't! Isn't that pretty fucking obvious?
Naughty.
Yeah, like, oh, the force field, it seems to have timing device. You just fucking said that like 2 sentences ago. Come on.
Nobody cares, Alia.
Man, this wording is so awkward.
Yeah,
It's horrible.
I'm really getting sick of this boss music too. For the record,
You know what it reads like?
Oh boy.
You know what it reads like? It reads like half a notch above bad bootleg Yu-Gi-Oh! Subtitle translation. The only thing missing is for someone to accidentally translate Kaiba's name into Wooden Seahorse or something.
Okay, you want to know? Okay,
No, that's Mokuba, sorry.
Okay, here's the thing. This guy's called Metal Shark Player. A few things. He's a robot. All robots are made out of metal. Second off, Shark Player? What? Does he play with sharks? No, he clearly is a shark. So his name is stupid. He should just be called Shark, and I'm going to call him as such.
Metal Shark, maybe. Anyway, yeah, this is Metal Shark Player. This is personally my most hated stage of X6. Why? Because it's a crusher gimmick. It's a crusher gimmick, and it goes on for fucking ever. The stage
It's
takes
the whole stage.
forever. It's the whole stage. We're doing the entire stage. That's it. And it's just a lot of other shit. You know, there are hostages up the wazoo, most often with nightmares placed right next to them. So again, don't scroll too fast to the right or left if you're otherwise you're gonna cause them to spawn together. And then this stupid little shit right here. So like in X5, you know, they introduced the duck feature. And, you know, that's great for certain things, and it works just fine like it does in X6 here. But this stage here requires you that you duck to get the right altitude so you don't crush yourself to death. But the instant you let go of the D-pad, it acts as if you're not ducking anymore, and you crush yourself.
Yeah.
That makes no fucking sense.
In a lot of other games, yeah, you will just stay crouched until whatever's above your head.
Yeah, as long
gone.
as you're actively crouching. And, like, if you took the preemptive, you know, don't worry, you'll stay crouched. But in here, you let go of the D-pad, it's like you're trying to... What's happening?
It's like Zero forcibly stands up and forces his body
I'll show you, ceiling.
I saw this once in Mega Man 5. I can lift this.
My arms.
And the thing that sucks about that is sometimes because the timing is so tight and you want to get moving as fast as you can, I would sometimes like push up when I thought I had enough time, but it turns out I had like a little pixel of helmet left, I guess. And so by the time I get up as it's rising, I just die, and I'm like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah. By the way, at this point, with enough hostages, I now have the speedster part equipped to 0, which is why I'm moving twice as fast on the ground. It also extends your jump length, so it's pretty good for crossing large chasms.
So there was a hostage under the crusher.
Yes, it's absolutely fine.
Oh, but if he touches one weird dangly looking robot, oh no, now he's possessed, and we just have to let him be. Like, no way we can reprogram him
because
he's a robot.
Right,
he's a robot. You could fix him.
What happened right there was bullshit. He needed to go through, and there's a nightmare creature that he slashes through first, and then there's another one in the hallway. So what happens is, if you stop to attack that guy, you're going to get crushed by the thing, because you're taking time to stop and hit him. And you have to take a hit. Like, you have to just, like, take damage, run into him, and then bypass him, because if you don't, you're just going to die. Like that.
By the way, this section is next to impossible to clear without Speedster. I think you need Speedster in order to get here.
Yeah.
What do you get for getting here?
Well, it's the alternate route.
This pit is too big for 0 if you don't have it.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It's like, I guess they wanted you to use the blade armor with X? Because the blade armor with X, again, we're never going to see X in this playthrough, for the record, ever again. So, the armor that I'm not showing off is Blade and Shadow, and I already mentioned Shadow has immunity to spikes. But the blade armor allows you to pretty much dash in any direction once. It's no Falcon armor from X5. Even though you do get that in this game, it's the first armor you start with. But Alia, unfortunately, tells you that it got damaged, I guess, between X5 and X6, and the flight feature was removed. So it just serves as extra armor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, here we are. Alternate pathway of Metal Shark player.
Oh, wait, hold on. It's a Crusher segment that's auto-scrolling and with a conveyor belt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's like 4 fucking all at once.
Do not lose this ride armor. As long as you have the ride armor, you can't get crushed by the ceiling.
Even though the ceiling very clearly crushes down on your head.
Goes over your head. Lewis, we've been through this. You know how in X4, you can go inside lava with the ride armor. Your head's perfectly exposed, but you're fine because you're inside the ride armor.
It's kind of like in Sonic Adventure 2, where Tails can just inexplicably lift himself and the armor.
Yeah. So as long as you're in this thing, you can't get crushed. So please hold on to it for as long as you can, because this part goes on and on and on. And we're not even halfway through the stage yet, because after this is done, I'm going back to the normal route, because I gotta fight Metal Shark player.
I like how your entire battle strategy here is to just jump forward over and over and spam the attack button in case there's something in front of you.
Yeah. Best way to do it. It's also the best way to get the hostages in time. Because you'll see the nightmare first before you see the hostages, and they won't act until they're on the screen.
Yeah. So you kill the nightmare in that small window, that right there, actually.
And of course, if you get stuck behind a pillar when the auto scroller is going, you're gonna get crushed. So.
Yeah, we're ride armor or not. That'd be some shit, like if it didn't program how to crush the ride armor and the game just crashes.
So, if you find one alternate exit, you get 0. If you find another alternate exit, you get the quick way to the end. Oh, wait, it's this asshole from X5! Oh, God.
Yeah, so Dynamo's back, because they didn't know what to do with him after X5. He kind of disappears after like the halfway point of X5, to be honest.
We already copy and pasted the 0 fight from X5. We may as well copy and paste the Dynamo fight, too.
Yeah, it's the exact same fight, but there is a purpose to Dynamo. If you hit him with his weakness, he drops 200 Nightmare Souls. And I think he can do it up to 3 times, so you can get 600 Nightmare Souls from fighting Dynamo. And you can do this repeatedly, as many times as you want. It's the only way you're going to get a high enough ranking to get all the parts you want for X or 0, respectively. And speaking of that, the only cutscene I'm not showing off in this commentary is, I think it's when you get 3,000 souls before a certain point of the game. It's backstory for Gate.
Yeah.
The backstory for Gate is behind a Nightmare Soul paywall.
Okay. I like how Dynamo's ending line there was basically, I can't
goodbye.
wait. Bye.
Yeah, goodbye.
So anytime you do an alternate exit now, you fight Dynamo. Then is
Yes.
it? Okay.
He'll
Yeah,
always
it's
be there,
Dynamo
yeah.
for the rest of the game, yeah.
Okay.
And he'll never show up in the castle either. And this is his last appearance in the X series ever, because he doesn't show up in X7 or X8. So
Well,
As
he
a
was-
random...
he's a
oh
dick,
god,
so I
ice.
don't really
There's
care.
ice here.
Is that a nightmare effect from
Yes.
Guzit's face?
It is a nightmare effect, but it's a nightmare effect I can deal with because when Metal Shark player's icon is red, the nightmare effect, most often than others, is the fucking... What nightmare effect is the one that has the multicolored blocks?
I think that has something to do with
Is
Ground
that
Scaravitch, I
Is
think?
Ground Scaravitch or Infinity Maginian one of those two? But either way, they're
Yeah.
indestructible and they're all over the place, including in the Crusher sequences. And it just gets in the way of your pathway, and it's so annoying to deal with. I'd gladly take ice that I don't have to spend much time on than metal blocks that just get in the way.
So I noticed that some of these crushers have spikes on them because like
Just in case.
No kill like overkill.
Yeah.
you see these crushers are already instant death, but we need to make them even more instant death. So I'm gonna put spikes
Light them on fire.
Wait, those nightmare bots, they respawn infinitely?
If you don't collect the Nightmare Soul... Here's the thing. When you kill a Nightmare creature, the Nightmare Soul it releases starts off big at first, and then it shrinks, which means it's less in value. But if you take too long to collect it, it will rematerialize. But if you kill the Nightmare again after that, you don't get any Nightmare Soul.
So it's like the X parasites from Fusion, but they suck. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
They really just could not think of a place to put these guys. Like, there's like the 5th time where there's been 2 power-ups right next to each other.
Yep.
No. I mean...
It's Ranga Banga!
I completely forgot about this guy.
To think that the bad guys would have won if they had just designed this thing to crush down a little bit further.
Now, you know what, though? Oddly, with a few exceptions, like anytime we've seen the Heart Container or some power-ups above spikes, where they pretty much tell you, hey, get hit, and then get the thing. I think X6 is better in terms of collectibles than X5. Because
Yeah, it is.
we saw the Heart Container right then and there. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. You can just pick it up without having to, play Duff McWhalen stage 3 times in a fucking row. Because that's fun, and you don't have to go out of your way to collect pieces of Gaia armor that you only use for the sake of getting other Heart Containers. So in that way, X6 is better, but still, it's like 96-0 with
A broken
Man,
clock
that's
is right
like
twice a
it.
day.
Exactly.
When you walked into this room, I was just expecting Eggman's trash giant from Sonic 4 Episode 2 to pop up behind you.
Metal Shark player is kind of interesting in that he can resurrect dead Mavericks from previous games to attack you with. Not that they actually have a health bar or anything, it's just he'll summon like Sting Chameleon, and Sting Chameleon will shoot something at you, and that's pretty much it. But like,
I think it's Sting Chameleon, Chill Penguin, and something of this other sort. I don't remember.
Why
what
do
it
robots
is.
have DNA? That's sorry.
But it's interesting to me that he has that characteristic because they go out of their way not to explain how Zero came back from the dead, and yet we have a robot whose entire gimmick is that he brings robots back from the dead, and they don't just say, "Oh, Metal Shark player brought Zero back," because that's what Gate wanted. Like that would have been the easiest plot solution right there.
Why can't they just rebuild them? They're robots!
I know, Ted. I know. Fun fact, though, Metal Shark player's attack, when you use it with X, spawns a lot of Storm Eagles. It's pretty nifty.
You should have fought
Your
that.
favorite.
You should have fought
Yeah,
that boss with X.
Storm Eagle, my favorite.
He's on our side now.
Yeah.